Hello, my friends. It's to who it may concern. It's about my little case, what's going on with this DWI first. Anyhow, yeah, I got arrested. Judge wouldn't let me do a walkthrough. Bond. I had someone that was going to go down there and do the bond right away. It was a miracle because it was like a last ditch Hail Mary. I was in there, they arrested me at court, and I just said on the phone on Facebook Live, is anybody out there can help me? Any friends? I'll pay you back and everything. And then next thing I know, real good friends Tony Cochran and his wife and Joe Guerrero, they're my teammates I play pool with. They're like angels that come through. They ain't known me a little over a year. That just made me feel so good. It got my heart, boy. We're family with them for sure now. But anyhow, they was there, and then bonds people they come down there right away, and they's gonna do a walkthrough. But then the judge said, no, he's got to do it the normal way. You got to go to jail, be booked in, and get out. Well, the judge still never signed the bond to clear it, so I just got out just yesterday. At about 3, 4 o'clock, I think it was, 3 o'clock. It was a long Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. But I'm glad I got out because they sentenced me to 120 days, which had been 40 days, no good time already. And they took, going to give me 2 years probation. I think that's some messed up crap, ain't it? But anyhow, so I went to court this morning because I had got a text that I was supposed to be there, and they said, you ain't supposed to be here. We don't see you on here. I said, oh, I hope they ain't going to arrest me again because the judge never signed that. It was just a court liaison signed it. And I said, oh, shit. I was worried. Y'all going to arrest me again? We can't tell you that, but don't leave. But anyhow, made it through all that, and then lawyer showed up. I told him what I wanted. I was doing like they do with AI, asking what could I do. They said, well, you got to request an appellate attorney, court appointed. So basically, he was there, and they all watched it on live stream. I didn't know it was live stream, but a lot of them watched it on live stream. A lot of them said I was railroaded, and but first thing out of this a lawyer's mouth was, oh yeah, the judge sentenced you, and that's out of the guidelines already. She shouldn't sentence you like that much. So that's good right there. But anyhow, so he gave me hope. And now I'm gonna get the interlock on the car instead of having to blow in that machine 3 times a day. Because I done got arrested 3 times for missing a blow, in it 5 minutes late, 30 minutes late. It's not charged up, a flat out missing one, and thinking I already blowed in it from 10 to midnight, and then from 5 a.m. to 8 a.m., and every time I had to get another bond. I had money, I didn't have no money, and if they wouldn't have bailed me out, I'd still be in jail. But now I'm here to help, take care of my son and my family and my sisters. Karen, she's always helping with them, but we all need a little help. But anyhow, making this video because these are the things I think the lawyer done wrong that I'm going to suggest to him. One was the mistake, number one, mistake of questioning officer about in the book, the one that done the eye test and stuff, questioned her real hard on her, saying, well, in your training manual, here's the book right here. No, I'm going to show it to you. What's the first word on this page? It's preface. Preface. Okay. He goes up there with a book and shows it. On this page right here, what's the first word? Well, preface wasn't there. And he thought he had the book, the only type book that they have for learning that. Well, that's all said and done after he done trying to make her look like a liar. Jury's hearing all this. It wasn't good because the prosecutors come up there and then, they just calmly, they said, okay, who are you, this, that, and other? Okay. aren't you a trainer? Teach others how to do this test? Yes, I am, and stuff. Okay, I'm gonna show you something, the same exact page that he said and everything. And he said, I'm gonna show you something. This book right here on page such and such. What is the first word that you read? Say, preface. Okay, thank you. And this is your manual, right, that you get to help teach, right? Yes, it is. Okay, so that's one bad mistake, trying to make her look like a liar and everything. The lawyer should have done a little more book work instead of asking AI. It's all AI. They'd be listening to it in AI, and then he'd get up there like an actor and tell them that you know, an actor for it. Yeah, I lost my train of thought a minute. But that's what he was doing too in there, the lawyer. And he'd wait on AI to come up, and then whatever it said to say, that's what he would say. The defense, prosecutor and the defense, that's how they was doing it. But the prosecutors, they had like 7, 8 people lined up helping look stuff up on the computer. I only had 2 lawyers on my side trying to look up and listen to the court, and then AI would tell them, this case come up, that case come up. But he kept getting it confused. But that's one thing I'm believing he done wrong. The other mistake was about asking officers so much about pressing the cop. They come out and investigated the wreck and looked at it, analyzed what happened. This is how the motorcycle laid, and this is pictures of it, and he's trying to get him caught up in a lie, asking him this question one way, asking him this question another way, and really picking on the cop. You know, it's like almost the jurors, a couple of them already said they had police officers in their world, or was kinfolks, but anyhow, to me, it's like, why are you being so hard on them? But I guess that's part of his strategy. But then the cop, he said, well, how do you know for sure that that's how it happened? Do you have video proof of this wreck? Do you know that exactly how it happened? He said, have you looked at any video? Like, no, I haven't. And everything. So he questioned them, made them look bad and everything, that cop. I thought, well, that's pretty good. You know, he's feeling pretty good. But here comes prosecuting.
Tell us how he died. Heart attack?
Well, Your Honor, defense has opened the door. Now I'd like to submit this video evidence into the record. What? It was given to the defense on February of March last year. See, my lawyers ain't even looked at all the video that they sent them. All they looked at was the short, where it shows I drank 10 beers in one shot that whole night. You know, what is that, about a beer every 30 minutes or something? And then one of them, it proved that it was just sitting there still. I didn't even drink it. And the other ones, I told them, look, I play pool for sometimes, you know, and I lose for a beer. I owed for a beer, and that was for somebody else. Or I leave it there, and it gets hot, I just get another one. But anyhow, it opened the door for them to bring up the whole wreck and everything. They got video of everything. From me coming down the road with a motorcycle, and then the car stopped there in the front of the road, you know, stopped in front of me. But the only bad thing is it stopped in front of me, but the one that stopped in front of me was the one that actually took off and went around it, the one that was already there. And they said, well, how he was able to do it safely. How come you wasn't able to do it safely? Well, you know, I tried. The brakes wasn't that good on the bike. And rather than going and slide into it, I tried. I slid around the car and, you know, and 20 feet past it, and the drunk's right there in the middle of the damn road. So they need to have evidence. Show us some more video of that car the whole time that it didn't roll forward also right there before I got there. But in other words, there was another car there before I got there. I didn't see that other car. It was like 15 minutes before that. So the guy was there actually 15 minutes. But I'm telling you, he let off his brake and the car was rolling a little bit, and then he's drunk behind the wheel, car running, foot on the brake, stopped, passed out. But you know, And then, you know, if you sleep and then you let off the brake and the car starts rolling, what do you do? He's drunk like that, and they hit the brake again, stop. That's what I seen. I seen a car tail lights and, you know, and then all of a sudden the brake lights hit. Whoa, and it stopped right in the middle of the road. That's what happened. But they had a video of all that, and they wouldn't even been able to brought it up if he hadn't pressed that investigating officer, because he never seen the video either. So I believe that was a mistake. And then not having our drug expert, because even though my blood alcohol content come back 0.56, 5.6, you know, 0.8 is you're drunk. But they say it was 4 hours, 4 hours later. It was 4 hours later. Defense says it was 3 hours later, and prosecutor says it was 5 hours later before they got the blood drawn. Okay. Well, they had their drug expert come in, and all my prescription meds I take. I guess one of them's for antidepressant, but I ain't took that except the night before. And the other one's gabapentin. You know, I took all them the night before. The main one was my Narcos. I took one at noon, just one. And the shelf life is only 4 to 6 hours. Then it's not working anymore. And it was way after that we started drinking, you know, at the bar. So anyhow, they had this drug, you know, the drug expert come in, and he's a drug analyst, and they all these numbers, you know, I'm gonna just put it in the way I know how to explain it. Like each drug is saying, oh yeah, how they tell how much of it's in your system. Oh yeah, this drug, venlafaxine or something, had say 880 milligrams or however numbers, all this data they got. Okay, and then this drug had this much in it, and then 600 and something, and this one had 700 and something. So it's safe to say he was pretty intoxicated, and then they said objection with the medication. Then, oh well, I can't say that, but he did have the medication in him. But anyhow, but they makes it sound like I'm a dope fiend or something, or that wasn't even there. But and then what got it too was they asked the drug expert, well, is it safe to say 5 hours before that them levels would have been much higher? Oh yeah, sure they'd been higher. Well, that's a natural thing. We needed our drug expert to come along and say, even if that's all I took was the medication, or a day later or 2 days later, it would still have the levels of it. Because it takes 2, 3, 4 days or a week for the levels to build up in your system for them to work correctly. So they told me that our drug expert said that all the levels was coinciding with me taking my medication properly. So they're going to be at a certain level, but we needed our drug expert to come along and tell us that hey, no matter what, you know, the levels are going to be at a certain thing. Even if I ain't took my medication for 2 days, I'd have so much levels, 500 or 400, 300 milligrams, whatever it is, how they analyze it. It's still going to show up like that. But no way they can say I was intoxicated because of the medication. No way can they say if I was on all the medication, no alcohol, nothing, that I was high on any of them. You know, there's no way to do it. You know, they can tell how much you took by the 10 milligrams, the milligrams I take this stuff, and they could tell my system was at normal range. But we needed them to say that. And then they said, on top of that, on top of all the beers I drank and everything, even though my blood level was under, I must be found guilty because of that. I was intoxicated, because there's 3 levels of intoxication that they got approved. Not just drunk with alcohol, but any kind of other things. It could be being tired and stuff, anything. Like my mental faculties wasn't all the way straight. Okay, but that's one thing. Another one is my attorneys failed to represent me properly. Many cases that they done that. My other ones, my first attorney cursed me, failed to notify me about when I was supposed to be at court. got me arrested because of that. And I got all these texts from him before we got the other co-counsel. And the other one I got is my co-counsel did not have enough time to represent me properly, which is true. He came on late in the game, and they didn't look at none of the videos. They just go by the videos that they had of the bar. I tried to look at the 5 hours of video that they had from the bar alone, not including all the cops' videos, the body cams and stuff. I didn't get to see any of them. Number 7, my attorneys failed to watch all available videos. See what I'm saying? They didn't watch none of them, and they kept putting their foot in their mouth about them instead of getting them where they, oh, we don't need them. They don't pertain to the case. And number 8, my attorneys failed to subpoena witnesses on my behalf. They could have subpoenaed the barmaid. They could have subpoenaed people at the bar. And she could have said, yeah, a lot of times his beer would be half full. It'd be hot. He don't like drinking hot beer. There's many of them that he didn't drink. And yes, he gives me a beer, says put back and hold it for later. And many bills I've reserved because it was just put on ice. I put it out there and he said put it on ice and then he put it back. You see what I'm saying? Could have put some doubt in the minds of the jurors. And then number 9, lack of communication and preparedness. You see what I'm saying? They never told me nothing. I was in the dark all the time. They never called me in the office except the other counsel one time, and that's because I went down there. It was the only thing that happened whenever I went down there one time, and they trying to get me to settle or whatever, but then he started questioning me in a real short, what's going to happen, this. He says, I ain't going to do too good on the stand. But they had me in the dark all the time. I had a rushed and botched defense. And the reason we need, and my attorney kept forgetting his response. They was using AI and spoke what AI said, didn't really know. We lost every objection, only one thing, which is true. The judge is biased big time towards me because she's on social media. I know she's seen my posts. I got in trouble for emailing back her and him early in the game. I didn't realize that. I got a message from the attorney and her name was on there too. Well, I just hit send back. I didn't know it, sent it back to all of them, the judge and everything, and how I felt and about the whole situation and everything. Well, that was a no-no. But I know she read it, so I didn't read it. But I know she did. But I know because she's on social media, she's, what do you call it? Bisexual. That's what she is, and she's a hardcore Democrat. And she, I got Democrat friends, Republican friends, independent friends, some that don't even care about politics. It's all about the heart in people. I don't really narrow down people to, on that. But she does. You should see some of the videos where she goes and the places she goes and running for judge again. But, and then, yeah, the judge is biased. That's another reason. I had whenever I done that Hail Mary, well, I called the bonds company and they said they'll send someone down there right now to hold me. Even the cops said, okay, you could probably do a walkthrough. They even suggested it. I said, yeah. So I called the bonds company, and then Tony, I got Tony's wife, or they was emailing me because I was hurrying up and using my phone trying to write the numbers down. And I said, okay, I'm gonna. Well, I called Tony, and then he said that him and Joe they're gonna bail me out. They're coming to get me right then. I said, hey, I appreciate y'all. Boom. Then they took my phone from me, and then took me downtown. but I was only able to write down certain numbers. But anyhow, Fearless Bail Bonds, they was right there, and to do a walkthrough, but the judge refused it. She said no, he's got to do it the normal route. Instead of signing an order, go ahead and let them do a walkthrough right there. Nope, she didn't sign it. But they went ahead and done their part that day, that Monday morning. Then I called them back. I'm still here Tuesday evening. I said, what's going on? She said, well, I hate to tell you this, but the judge has not signed the bond. The judge has to sign the bond for it to be cleared. Everything else is done. But if that judge decides not to sign it, she ain't gonna sign it. So she didn't sign it till Wednesday morning, I guess. I don't know, but I was in the tank and I didn't have no more phone calls because I was already moved upstairs. I didn't know what to do. So, and then they had another deal over there. I couldn't get tablet on because nobody knew how to put money on my books or any of that, you know? It's rough. But then they had another machine over there. You go over there and you use it. And then had on there, call about this, or leave a message about this, leave a message about that. And it said distress or something like, I forget which one it was. And I put on there, what's going on? I don't belong here. I need to be home with my family. Come to the judge, ain't signed it. I guess it was a distress, or, you know, I hate this when it happened. But anyhow, I sent about 4 of them, and then there'll be another one on there. And I sent another than that. It's about an hour later. Heck, I was ATW. I said, well, I don't know if that was it, cuz or not, or they finally, somebody got the judge to sign it. But when I got the paperwork back, it is on there, signed by the court Lesion, one of the people that are in the court. But the judge, there ain't no signature on that bond still. I don't know if they had to wait so long for it to go in effect if the judge don't sign it, or she's just being mean, biased. She's real biased, because she's, you know, in the beginning I kind of spoke my mind being upset, and they said, you can't be doing that. You look bad in front of the court. So she's held that against me ever since. And my posts, and I know she sees some of my posts. That's my own fault. But yeah, she refused to sign the bond for the walkthrough. And I want to change the interlock device. Hey, I won that today. The other lawyer went up and said he would like to put an interlock device in his car instead of blowing in that machine. That got me arrested 3 times this year. Missing a blow, 5 minutes, things like that. The machine not being charged, but that's my fault because I didn't pay attention to it. You know, so every time they revoked my bond, and that's 3 different times I was arrested, and then had to get bonded out again. So, due to missed blows and stuff like that. But now I can put the interlock. I ain't got to worry about it because I don't have to blow in it. Only time if I decide to drive somewhere, I got to blow in it to start the car. That's going to be much better, much better. And all the bond conditions are the same. My driver's license is not took for 3 months yet because it's all on appeal, so everything's going to last another 5 or 6 months. And I need to apply for my hardship driver's license, but not yet because it's still, you know, under appeal. But this lawyer, I got an interesting case. A lot of people, it was on live stream, and I didn't even know it. I wish they recorded it because I'd like to watch it too. No defense explained to jury about my legit excuses I had for missed blows. Yeah, they said, oh, he done violated 4 times. He's such a criminal, can't even take care of stuff. Every blow had a legitimate excuse. Or when I had to cut the thing off my leg, I had a medical excuse. They ain't got no bothers telling the jury that. Why didn't they come up and go through and tell the jury about every one of them that I missed? And then I'm such a reckless driver. They're enhancing everything. I had a driving while license suspended. I was driving 2 years, didn't even know it. And then we got pulled over. One of them check your seatbelts. All the cops underneath the freeway checking everybody real quick, and they arrested me. You know, because I had a outstanding warrant for my driving while license suspended. I didn't even know it. And it should have been a technical issue because it was cleared up in the insurance company. I switched insurance company, but then they filed it. It was just error. I could have took care of it, but heck, it was easier to just go ahead and pay the ticket. Not even pay the ticket. I went to jail over it, and they just said, "Okay, time served." And I said, "Okay." I didn't know that was a Class B misdemeanor and real bad. But they used that to enhance it, or make me look like a real bad person. And then only other charge I had was misdemeanor possession of marijuana at 17. A month later at 18. Little, it wasn't even a freaking ounce of marijuana, personal stash. I love my marijuana, still do, but I can't smoke it because they check my blood every month, and I'd rather have my pain medication. To be honest with you. But anyhow, yeah, it's crazy. I'm telling you.
She's Bella.
Where the hell's Bella?
Where am I at?
Where Debbie's torch is?
Trying to tell this. But anyhow, the prosecutor get up there. When they trying to enhance it and tell them what kind of penalty they want. I want 120 days in jail and 2 years probation. Because this man, he's dangerous to society. He put the public at risk driving with his license suspended. Put the public at risk. He's 2 convictions of marijuana. He's I'm just a gangster. I just will become one, boy, the way they put it. Now I know why people hate on cops so much. I've always held them up high, like, hey, they're doing their job and everything, but some of them can be assholes. A lot of them still are, but the system, wow, it's a trip. The way they try to do it. And you want to say something so bad, but you can't say nothing. And that's where I done good, I thought, by not saying nothing all that time. There's so many times I want to say a piece of my mind, but I was able to hold my tongue. My tongue's bleeding now. Bite my tongue. But anyhow, and then that's what 18 was. How come they couldn't get up there and explain it? Well, look, this one he was 17. This one he was 18. This was a clerical error. Why didn't they get up there and try to let the jury know, hey, this man ain't been in trouble? But they didn't get up there and defense. They just let that go. Why didn't they give a rebuttal like to say, hey, that was when he was 17 and 18. He's 62 now, really? And then this driving while I suspended, really? The man ain't had no other charges since then. No speeding ticket. I mean, no, any of that kind of stuff. See, no witness drunk could have let off brake and moved forward when I approached him, and he woke up and hit brakes, causing lights to shine, brake lights come on, and then that's what I seen, which is honest God's truth. That is what it was. And then my first lawyer, he's an asshole because he said, "Oh, you lied to me. You said you only had a few beers, or a couple beers at first, and then a few beers, and then that's slang. Someone asks you when they come in, somebody come by, hey, what'd you do last night? Oh man, me and a couple friends, we went down and had a couple beers. That's slang. That don't mean we just had 2 beers. That means we had a few beers. I said, how many? 3 or 4 or so when they asked me to cop, but I'm a lying son of a bitch. Because I didn't put an exact number on everything. And but yeah, the first lawyer he said, "Oh man, you're gonna, I don't know we can win it now case." So he was an asshole. I got texts of him cussing me out, all kind of crap. He wasn't trying to fight for me or nothing. Then I asked to take him off the case. They wouldn't do that. Another lawyer. But they got this other co-counsel, and I thought he was the main lawyer. But couldn't find out they're both was still on the case. But I like to think they really tried the best they could. But they just really didn't know what they was doing enough. And he made a couple technical errors. I mean, he's a good guy and all, but when it comes to trying to save, man, he tried his best. He got up there and, I mean, he put his hand up and he got on his knees talking to that jury. He did. And said, you don't have a guilty conscience. 10 years from now, you're going to be thinking you're on a DWI case. And did you ruin this man's life by convicting an innocent man? And then he had made it all fit together. You know, his last words, everything from the beginning when he first started talking to him, 2 days ago to the end. You know how they do it, the preacher or anybody. He made it all fit together. And you must find this man not guilty. And he brought his hand down. Come on. But it all fitted good. It was real theater like. It was cool. And a lot of people that kept coming in looking at other lawyers and stuff. I bet it was the most interesting case in a while down there. But it ain't over yet. And this other guy that said, hey man, you pretty good. What's your number? Kobe. Yeah, I'm gonna remember that. And then we'd talk out loud. I'd say something, one word or something, then he'd respond 20 feet away, one word, but we understood each other. And the guy that took over, I mean, that's gonna be my appellate judge, he just happened to get drawn, and they both worked together. So to me, that's the good Lord putting someone on my side. And I think they're going to fight for me. I really do. Right off the bat, he said, yeah, you already talked to my partner there. I said, yeah. I said, oh, Kobe, yeah. He said the 4 words to him, you know, but it don't matter. His connection was there, you know, and that's a good thing. It really is. But anyhow, it's really good. And that's who I'm making this for, to send to Kobe. I mean, yeah, to him and Kobe, to let them know what's going on, what I think, because I'm supposed to call him today. But I like the way that Kobe talked and got on to that judge. I said, well, if something goes wrong, I'm going to have to call him. But I'm glad I got the court appointed, because I can't afford a lawyer. Heck, come on, money and pay this other bond back with my friends back. That's awesome to have someone like that just opened their heart up to help a man. I appreciate everybody. But that's my story. I'm gonna straight from the horse's mouth. So I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do with this, but I'm probably gonna put it on YouTube on private deal, and I'll send it to certain people.
What are you doing, Tim?
All right, I gotta go.